Why did I decide to break traffic, and why should you care? It all started with the simple question: does the traffic in Forza Horizon 5 go anywhere? I've been doing a lot of aimless driving around Forza Horizon 5, and I started to get curious about all this traffic that seemed to exist only to be in the way. So I started to observe this traffic. I learned its quirks and its patterns. I studied it more and more
until finally
I became one with the traffic. And then I realized I had actually learned something important, which we'll get to in a moment. So that's the why. Now, how did we get here in the ocean? Well, there were 3 stages of my descent into madness that took me all across Mexico and led me to try some wild things in a bunch of different cars. Today, we are going to learn how I became a lord of the traffic in Forza Horizon 5. In order for me to become a lord of the traffic, though, I first had to spend time being traffic and discover its secrets so I could learn to exploit it for, reasons. But something unexpected happened along the way. I discovered the secret of Forza Horizon's traffic, the thing that makes it tick. Its ultimate truth. And it's something that can help us all. So if you make it to the end of the video, I will not only share that secret with you, but also how you can use it as motivation in your own life. Really? That's what I went with? Traffic can motivate you? Alright, whatever, just go with me on this. Okay, so back to lions. We have all seen those nature documentaries where a lion stalks a wildebeest or, some other delicious animal, and that is what I had to be. A predator stalking its prey. At first, I just quietly observed at a distance, blending in with my surroundings, watching and learning the quirks and patterns of my traffic. I found out which roads they used and what they didn't use, and generally seeing if they behaved as expected. And it turns out they kinda suck at driving. Like, a lot. Like, stop signs don't matter, checking for cross traffic at intersections, no way. And brake checking's pretty routine. So, armed with all this knowledge, I finally felt ready to pounce on my unsuspecting prey, aka traffic. Thus began the action phase of my plan. This required me to push the traffic to its limits. And this is where the secret of Forza Horizon 5's traffic starts to take shape. It started with some simple nudges and fender benders to see how they would react, and they were pretty unbothered. After stopping momentarily or honking, they went on their way. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever stopped after absolutely Hulk smashing into traffic in-game? Because up until now I hadn't, and this is where the first surprise happened. You can just slam into the traffic as hard or as fast as you want, and it will just continue on its way, as if nothing happened most of the time. Now, I'll admit, it's not actually that shocking for a racing video game. It's just kind of mildly humorous to see a Beetle casually driving off unscathed after a 180 mile per hour head-on collision with a giant truck. I mean, they legit don't give a fuck. You can push them off a cliff and they'll find a way to keep driving, even if it's into a rock. You smash them hard enough or far enough that they do stop. Just give them a little tap, they'll get going again. You can push them from one road all the way across the field to another road. Yep, they're happy to keep driving. You can push them off a cliff, all the way down that cliff to the bottom, where a new road is. And then they'll just keep driving on that road like nothing happened. So, needless to say, I was pretty impressed with the plucky traffic. But then I started to try and break things. You see, if you say, push them off a bridge, they will, of course, survive the fall, because, video game logic. But then, you guessed it, they will try to drive back to the road. But this time, the game knows that there is no hope for the poor little traffic car to get all the way back up there. But the game also doesn't know that I'm a good Samaritan trying to help. So, the game will try to fix the problem and fail spectacularly. Over and over and over. So now I had discovered what made the traffic tick. I could start the final phase of my plan to become lord of the traffic and bend them to my will. And what would I do with this newfound power? Maybe I could block the highway and troll some other players? Nah, that's lame. No, you know what I did. I pushed this beetle all the way out till C until it was no more. I had done it. I had Thanos to one whole car to become Lord of Traffic, but I felt empty. And this was when I realized the ultimate truth of Forza Horizon 5's traffic. They're just trying to keep going. Doesn't matter how beat up they are, how far off course they've been knocked. Sometimes you just gotta pick yourself up and keep going. You can get knocked down, pushed around, beat up, but if you can just take it one day at a time and keep doing the next right thing, it will get better. Okay, wow, that was deep. I suggest you take a break and go watch this video up here where there are no weird motivational speeches. I just try to drive better than the traffic does.